I was flipping through the channels the other night and I came across a senior golf tournament. I thought, who's watching seniors play golf? Who has that kind of time in your life? You know what I would watch, though? Senior cage fighting. I don't think I could sleep if I thought that was on. A couple of 20-year-olds in the cage, they're going to fight again in a month. A couple of 80-year-olds in there, that's a death match. Tap out, crap out, nap out. That's how that's done. You ever see these kind of stories? Somebody gets killed, kind of tragic circumstances. Maybe they were rock climbing, fishing, skydiving, they get killed. And people always say this, I know they mean well. They go, at least he died doing something he loved. Which to me is the cruelest irony of all time. Because if I told you I was going to teach you how to fish, you're going to love fishing. You're going to fish almost every weekend for the next 30 years. But eventually, you're going to fall off a boat and drown. You'd go, well, you know what? I think I want to learn how to draw. You want to be happy for somebody? Hope they died doing something they hated. Then they didn't have to finish. I want to die on Thanksgiving weekend at my in-laws' house. Maybe I can ruin that weekend for them one time. You ever hear I died under those circumstances? I want you to be happy for me. Ah, that's great. He hated doing that.
I cannot believe I'm married. And clearly neither can you guys. But is anybody dating in the rooms? Yeah, so it's kind of awkward, right? Like we never tell the truth about how we met. Like when people say, "What's your love story? How'd you guys meet?" We just make shit up. I'm just like, "Oh, we met through mutual friends whose lives were in total shambles." What am I supposed to say? Yeah, her sponsor Sandy used to go out with my sponsor Dave, and then Dave relapsed on Listerine. I'm kidding, you guys. It was crystal meth. My wife is cool, but her father is the most awkward person I've ever met in my life. I was hanging out with him at Thanksgiving recently, and I said, "Paul, I really like your bow tie. You're the best dressed guy here." And he made it so awkward because he goes, "Oh, thanks a lot. Can you keep a secret?" It's like, what weird shit are you gonna say? And he goes, "I think I have everybody fooled because this is not a real knot." I said, "Okay." And he goes, "I'm actually wearing a strap-on." So I said, "Paul, it's Thanksgiving and that's a clip-on." And he goes, "That's not what I was talking about." And then he made it super awkward because he's like, "This turkey's not gonna stuff itself." All right, I made that last part up because I'm a pervert. My wife is cool. She's real tall and lanky like I am, so when we go to bed at night, we don't spoon, we spatula. She has a boy name. My wife's name is Ross, so that's fun. When I meet new people, I like to casually mention my partner, Ross, just to see if I can figure out who the homophobes are, you know? Ross had to get sober because she used to do a lot of cocaine. She did so much cocaine it damaged the inside of her face, which I know sounds horrible, but it's kind of nice because she never snores, she just whistles. She woke me up last night, and I'm like, "Are you making tea right now?" Whenever I hear that sound, I call it the Colombian bird call. That's my wife sleeping. I'm like, that sounds like it was fun in the early 2000s. So it's awesome being married, but it hasn't been smooth the whole time. Like, it's tough when you're with a sober person because arguments happen, disagreements happen. Like, one of our first disagreements was she was asking to get a dog. Do we have dog people here tonight? Yeah, she wanted to get a dog. She was begging to get a dog, and I kind of made a mistake because I went out and I surprised her and I rescued a 5-year-old previously owned and abused motorcycle. Did you know that motorcycles are the 14th step for men in program? You know what the 14th step for women in program is, right? Yoga teacher training. No, so I get the motorcycle. I can't believe you guys aren't clapping for me right now. The thing, thank you. This thing was chained to a fence when I found it. The Japanese breed.
I knew I get too heavy when I got that nightmare sleep where you stop breathing in your sleep. Did I just stop breathing? I might as well get up and eat an orange and run around this bed. That was a sign from Jesus. I was getting out of hand. I was in fat denial. I ain't think all that big till one time I took a shower and got out, my back was drying the motherfucker. I was like, wait a minute. Now I know I turned around. Where did that water go? But I was in denial. I was taking my diabetes medicine with sweet tea. I was fucking up. I was on my way out of here. That's why I had to get it together, you know. You know, just love yourself fat first. Don't be hating yourself because everybody else hates you. I don't like you. I don't like you big. I don't like you at all, bitch. Well, Thanksgiving always been my holiday, though. Before I lost this weight, I prepared for Thanksgiving. I love Thanksgiving. I thank the Pilgrims and the Indians for coming together and blessing me with this wonderful holiday. I love it. I would prepare myself for Thanksgiving. I would take 3 X-Lax, flush all my system out, smoke 4 blunts. I come in that bitch, I be carnivorous up in that mouth. Somebody, hey boy, that motherfucker bit me. What the fuck wrong with you? I'm ready to eat, you understand? I'm ready to grub, and I always go to my mama's house, because my mama cook up a motherfucking stone, and I be preparing myself. I have a food schedule. First, I'm gonna start off with my vegetables, you know? That's my pork chops and my chitlins and my fried chicken. Then I'm gonna go back for my meats, you know? Then I go back with my miscellaneous, all the shit I missed the first 2 turns. You know, I get the mac and cheese, potato salad, get the shit my sister brought. We don't know what the fuck it is. I just go and put that on my plate. And you know, you get full and you get sleepy. And my mama said, ain't time to sleep. We gotta get up. We gotta go. I said, where the fuck we going? We gotta get in line for Black Friday. Oh my God, man. I used to hate Black Friday, stand up at Walmart trying to get a waffle iron for $10. And then if we wait till the next day, you can get that same waffle iron for $5. We in line, it's cold as shit, and we fighting and shit. And I feel sorry for white folks. I don't know why white folks come out on Black Friday. Y'all just, boy, black people so evil, black people. I seen this one brother just elbow the shit out of his wife, like, move, bitch! Knocked her down. She knocked her down. Man, she fall to the ground. Her son said, hey! You can't do that to my mother! Come back here. And his mama grabbed him by the arm and said, no, Jeremiah. No. Let them have it. Why? This is their day.
I spent last Thanksgiving at my sister's, the vegetarian. Nothing I enjoy more than that traditional Thanksgiving tofu. Mmm. Who made the kelp? I'm sorry, vegetarians get on my nerves. Do you have any grazers here tonight? Too weak to clap? I'm sorry, vegetarians get on my nerves. Why do they find it necessary to mention to everyone they meet they're vegetarian? Other people don't do that. Other people don't walk around saying, I'm carnivorous. I'll need a special meal. Usually the vegetarians I meet in California are these crazy animal rights people. Do you meet them? Hassled me the other day. I'm walking along the promenade, minding my own business, wearing my leather jacket, carrying a dead monkey. Maybe I shouldn't have been swinging him. but a good song came on. And sometimes you just have to swing the monkey. I should tell you I'm a married man. My wife and I just celebrated our 37th wedding anniversary. That's pretty good for a comedian. And we are empty nesters. Where are the empty nesters? Now that used to mean your kids were 18. What is it now, early 40s? It is just me, my wife, and our little dog, Bella. Dog lovers in the audience? Dog lovers here? What's your name right here? Nikki. Nikki, what kind of dog do you have? A lab? We've got a Boston Terrier. Yeah, and they're known for two traits. They are known for two traits, Nikki: snoring and passing gas. So Bella and I bonded immediately. And Bella has a superpower. If the tiniest morsel of food should ever fall toward the floor, she snatches it up at warp speed faster than the human eye can detect. Which comes in handy when my daughter-in-law wants me to try her latest vegan experiment. As soon as she turns her back, it disappears, next to Daddy's little helper. And speaking of dietary needs, my wife deserves a medal for Easter dinner. She had her entire family over for Easter dinner. And she had to cook for a group that included, check this out, 2 vegetarians, 1 vegan, 1 nut allergy, 2 lactose intolerant, 2 gluten-free, 1 celiac, and 2 irritable bowel disorders. And by the time it was over, everyone's stomach was full, and so were the bathrooms. But that is why I breathe a sigh of relief when the holidays are finally over. Anybody with me on that? And I'll tell you why, because I used to work in retail. Anybody here work in retail ever in their life? Where are my people? Over here? What's your name, the lady clapping? Patty will back me up. Most nerve-wracking time of year to be in retail is the holiday season, right, Patty? And Patty will tell you it's not because of the crowds or the complaints or the parking or the returns. You can deal with all that. What it is, Patty will tell you, you spend an 8-hour shift in any department store that time of year, you have got to listen to that Christmas music over and over and over until you're out of your mind. And unless you're in sporting goods, you never have a gun. And I don't want to sound like a Scrooge, Pastor Dean. I like the little drummer boy as much as you. But enough is enough. It locks in your brain and you can't get it out. You're saying to people, thank you for shopping here, ba-da-ba-ba-bum. Will that big cashier charge, ba-da-ba-ba-bum? Get me a gun.
We took the kids to a corn maze last fall. Are there corn mazes in Utah? Yeah, okay, you guys have them. Pretty pumped up about your corn mazes. If you think the mountains are pretty, you should see these corn mazes we got going on. This lift ticket's from Deer Creek, and this one is from a corn maze. We're at the corn maze together for some fall fun. 10 minutes into the maze, my stepdaughter called me on my cell phone and said, Andy, I'm lost. Yeah, well, you are in a maze right now. That's kind of the exact experience that we paid for this afternoon. Did you think that we had brought you to a corn hallway? What did you think was gonna happen? You're lost? That sounds like I'm getting my money's worth right now. How do you even think I could help you? I am also in this maze. What are you near right now? Corn. Oh, yeah. I remember that part. It's tricky. I knew I couldn't help her, so I tried to motivate her. I said, listen, we're leaving in 10 minutes, no matter what. Good luck to you. If you don't make it, you live here in the corn now. This is your new home. Give my regards to Malachi. He'll be raising you from now on. It's going to be a strict religious upbringing for you.
My sister and I don't know shit about babies, which means we get to play this really fun game every day called, "Oh my God, is the baby dead?" Every day. We just stare at it sleeping. We're like, did we kill it? We needed help, which caused us to do the most insane thing that two Korean sisters raising a baby can do, which is that we actually told our parents about the baby. And we were very on the fence. We had a whole plan. We were like, okay, we're gonna pretend like we're gonna do a huge fight. We can never be in the same room at the same time. You get the baby at Christmas, I'll take the baby at Easter. Like, we had this whole plan. And it was, you know what makes it more complicated telling our parents is that my sister got pregnant via anonymous sperm donor using a turkey baster. Like, imagine explaining that shit to white parents. And now imagine explaining it to Korean parents. Are you kidding? Their heads would fucking explode. We don't know how to say sperm donor or turkey baster in Korean. They never taught that shit in Korean language school. None of this is a thing in Korean culture. So we had to practice telling our parents. We ran CIA interrogation drills. But instead of waterboarding, it was just my mom beating her chest like, ah! We were rehearsing hardcore. We were running it. Like, my sister would be like, okay. Hey, Mom and Dad, remember that one Thanksgiving we had that really juicy turkey? This is an extremely conflicted time for our parents because they finally get a grandchild, but they're like, why are you both so weird? Why? Can't you guys do anything normal? Seriously? This one's a stand-up comic. This one's turkey basting herself. Oh my God. My parents had to switch churches. Yeah, they go to white church now. This shit was not gonna fly at Korean church. Can you imagine? Korean church, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Korean church, but Korean church is like America's Got Talent. And everyone is Simon Cowell, but way less encouraging. There was no way my parents were gonna just roll up to Korean church and announce that they suddenly had a grandchild. All their church members would be like, wait, when was the wedding? My parents would be like, have you ever had a really juicy turkey?
I ain't never seen my mama buy no turkey, bitch. Only time of the year we go to church is Thanksgiving and Christmas. Bitch, we church hopping on Thanksgiving and Christmas, bitch. Nigga, you stand in this line, you stand in this line, you stand in this line, you stand in this line. We all collecting free turkeys. And it always comes with the sides. Exactly. I don't want to eat that. You got that for free. Bitch, you was born for free. How about that?
I was home to see my family in my hometown not long ago. I saw my brother. I don't care about him, but his kids are fantastic. And I have an amazing nephew and a niece, and I think another niece, and they are great. And I love kids. And my nephew, whenever he sees me, Uncle Chris comes running towards me, right? I always pick him up. I blow in his stomach, make that fart noise. You guys do that with the kids, right? Does it like that? He's 15, and he's big. He's hard to get him up there. You can do it. It's just about leverage. Got to bounce him a couple times. He's kind of sweaty. He's a big guy, and he loves it. He loves it, and his friends like it too. It's kind of weird, but you know what? Everybody gets 2 turns. And so that's just a house rule, you know? That's a house rule.
I met the love of my life. Her name's Sam. She's great. We've been together 5 years. I remember when we first started dating in a couple months. She was like, Michael, if we're still together at Thanksgiving, will you come have Thanksgiving dinner with my family? Okay, bro, you don't have to say if we're still together. I'm not just gonna show up regardless. Who would do that? It's like, ding dong. Happy Thanksgiving! Hi, everybody. Yeah, Grandma. Hi. Oh, yeah, I know we're not together anymore, but I was invited. These are my plans. I take Evites very seriously. I think I knew that she was like the one for me because just how I felt around her. I remember the first time I ever said something really nice. We were hanging out, and I was like, "Hey, I feel really lucky to be with you." And she said, "Nice." Did someone just do a really cool skateboard move? I was thinking, like, is that how she'd be as a mother? Or someone be like, "I love you, Mommy." She'd just be like, "Yeah, boy." You love your mommy! M to the O to the MM. Woo! Damn. She's funny. She just reacts in the moment. It's like, I remember the first time, I love her. I remember the first time I told her I loved her. I regretted it. It was too soon. I was like, "I love you." She was like, "You do?" Oh, no. I like you strongly. I think she reacted that way because she thought that meant that I was like in love with her, which is a commitment. That means that you want to talk on the phone with that person a lot. I just felt happy around her. Like I felt around her how I do around cake. That's all. Which that's the benefit of food over people because you can tell food how you feel. Never gonna block you on Instagram, ever. Never gonna do that, right? You'll never see a McDonald's commercial where the guy's like, "I'm loving it," and all of a sudden Ronald McDonald busts in from the back like, "What? Love? Oh. Oh no. Oh, love. Okay, well. We have other customers." Like billions. I like food. I like dessert a lot. One time I was at a restaurant and I wanted to order dessert, and the server dropped the check off without even bringing up dessert as an option, which is kind of, hard to have to be like, "Oh, excuse me, sir." Yeah. I ate all my vegetables. So. I'm pretty sure I get a cookie, but I don't know how you were raised, but I want that cookie, is what I'm saying.